The most clandestine moment in 1962 began when Marilyn Monroe stepped into Madison Square Garden under a single spotlight and crooned, "Happy birthday, Mr. President." It was May 19th, 1962. Breathless, intimate, and captured on film. The image, blonde, glittering, whispering the name John F. Kennedy, would become a focus not only of public fascination, but of a darker narrative that braided romance, politics, and rumor. This is a true-life tale of a fragile love set against Cold War Washington. Marilyn, already a global movie star, was also a woman fighting anxiety, prescription dependency, and the claustrophobia of fame. John Kennedy, charismatic and impermanent in his private life, were the pressures of the presidency. Their liaison, brief, secretive, and sometimes denied, entered the scene where desire met peril. A president surrounded by enemies, an FBI director who collected files on his intimacies, a brother, Robert F. Kennedy, protective and politicized. On August 5th, 1962, Marilyn Monroe
Pulse is
was found
weak,
dead
starting
at her home in
compressions.
Brentwood, Los Angeles.
Copy. Radioing for backup
The
now.
Los Angeles County coroner, Dr. Thomas Noguchi, concluded the cause as acute barbiturate poisoning and recorded a manner of death as probable suicide. That official finding did not end public questions. It redirected them. Conspiracy theories proliferated, and for decades, the idea that Monroe's private knowledge or her entanglement with the Kennedys might have made her a target became a cultural truth for many. To understand the tension, you must see the context.
I know. This is our only
1962
chance.
was an apex of Cold War danger. Cuba, covert operations, and a White House under constant threat. J. Edgar Hoover's FBI kept meticulous files on celebrities and politicians alike. The Mafia, which had its own grudges with the Kennedys and intertwined relationships with certain Hollywood figures, was also part of the era's subterranean networks. Into this stew of surveillance and shadowy alliances stepped a woman who had, in the telltale mythos of the time, loved a president. What do the conspiracy accounts claim?
Can't be seen here.
Variants converge on a few
This
strands.
is our only chance.
That Marilyn
Then we
possessed
must be
intimate knowledge that could embarrass or politically compromise the Kennedys. That Robert Kennedy, acting to protect his brother, intervened. Or that mob or clandestine intelligence elements silenced her to prevent disclosure. Proponents point to oddities, conflicting witness statements about timing, the presence of several powerful people in her orbit, and later revelations that the FBI and other agencies had monitored both Marilyn and the Kennedys.
We can't
But
be seen
documentary
here.
scrutiny matters.
I know. This is our only
Investigators and
chance.
historians
Then we
have
must be
cataloged
careful.
what is provable and what is speculative. The coroner's autopsy, the official police files, and later journalistic inquiries show acute barbiturate toxicity and patterns consistent with overdose. Declassified files confirm that the FBI investigated Monroe and maintained surveillance on public figures,
The coroner's
but they
office has
do not
determined the
offer
preliminary
conclusive
manner
proof of a
death to be
state-ordered
probable
killing.
suicide.
Authors who advance murder claims relied on published testimony, contested recollections, and in some cases, dubious sources. No court ever convicted anyone, and no official inquiry overturned the coroner's conclusion. The truth sits uneasily between two human truths: the intimate romance that briefly illuminated Madison Square Garden and the way institutions around power reshaped a private life into a public riddle. Monroe's death crystallized anxieties about fame and secrecy, how a woman's love for a powerful man could be recast as political liability, and how rumor can ossify into conspiracy when the public refuses a simple answer. This story is not merely about scandal. It is about how love is altered by politics, and how a single moonlit song became the hinge of a national legend. In the end, Marilyn's voice remains on the recording, soft, personal, unforgettable, while historians continue to separate evidence from echo. Whether you accept the official finding or suspect darker forces, the human cost is clear: a brilliant life, a complicated love, and a country forever curious about what happens when power and desire collide.